been tuned into the Streets Session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Why is this the name of our show, bro?
Because we're the hottest in the streets.
Catch us online, on the go, and on the FM.
Okay, let's go.
Get interviewed as lush, you deserve it.
Listen, we're here with one of the hottest photographers of all time in the UK, man. A legend in the game, Zek Snaps. What are you saying, bro?
What's going on, bro? I mean, very, very lovely of you to say that, but I'm still not there yet. I still believe that I need to go to a higher levels. That's what it is with every creative. We always believe to go to a higher level in life to really become the best out of ourselves. So yeah, man. But we're here.
I want to say because obviously I was at the story so far. Yeah. Obviously I didn't get a chance to interview that day, but we're here now. But you spoke about essentially just pulling up to venues and like just trying to get in, and you was able to get in through just saying, listen, I'm a photographer, I'm doing my thing. For people up and coming that wants to be in kind of your position, what would be your advice to them?
I always say, have a plan with what you want to do, really initiate the plan. But at the same time, to counterpart that, there's a thing I did say at the story so far, which is do the unexpected, attack the unprepared. You said that, So obviously with human beings, we love to be prepared in life. But sometimes too much preparation can lead us to too much mistakes, and we can then have a lot of L's, which is good because naturally human beings instinctively have to then, they have to really just learn from the L's, learn from the mistakes, and that's how we become better. That's how I always say it. But when you attack things unexpectedly, the powers within your house can then give someone an unexpected result that they never expected you to do at first. So that's why I always follow that rule and challenge yourself to be within that. I always say, have belief in your craft, be original with the style that you portray your craft to be, whether it's photography, filming, art directing, set designing, whatsoever. Be unique and different. Don't be a copycat. That's what I always say. And as well, make sure your network is as big as your generational wealth in the 10 years time.
Yeah, woo! Listen, that's a shot. And do you know what? For somebody, obviously the cameraman Joe, he's also a photographer. Yeah. Trying to get into the game. He's doing this thing. Oh, you're both for
stage with Paul, literally. What's a finesse? You big finesse. We love that. Reminds me of my old days. But you see the stuff like that. Yeah. That's what really shows the hunger and desire. Stuff like that, like where I come from, people just think I'm this cameraman that came from somewhere, picked up a camera and lived this paparazzi lifestyle. Nah, man. Like a majority of the young cultivators and creators who are coming from different parts of London and different parts of the UK, we all come from, how should I say, deprived areas that have faced a lot of like enactments with classism. So obviously with classism, some people do know about it. It basically defines your social status or the type of area you're in, whether you're middle, high or working class whatsoever. And obviously we all come from a middle class perspective, and we all come from an ethnic perspective, whether you're black or you're Arab or Asian or whatsoever. Everything has a story to tell, and I feel like with myself, not just about the photography but the mental health stuff, speaking about the stuff I went through in my life to battle to be where I am, the rejections and flipping the nose into next opportunities. That's what I see, and I feel like that comes down to your mindset and how you prepare your psychosis itself, and psychologically are you ready to go all out guns blazing, because you need to have a thick skin in this industry. That's what it's about. Like the industry is fun and that, but it's not a nice place at the same time, and that's the reality of it. So that's what it's about. So yeah.
Am I right in saying that you're a Muslim?
Yes, I am.
So first and foremost, assalamu alaikum akhi, yeah? Come on, bro.
Yes.
I want to say as a Muslim as well, because for me personally as a Muslim, I feel like as a black man, as a black Muslim myself, we go through discrimination as a black man, but then as soon as I hear a Muslim name, so my name is Sharif, so it's a Muslim name, and then I always go through like, the first discrimination will be I'm black. The second will be like, oh, your name's a bit too Arab, right? Exactly. I want to say that in the industry, as a Muslim person yourself, and somebody, because you spoke openly about the whole Israel situation, and free Israel and all that stuff on story so far. I want to ask you, like, have you ever had any difficulties as a Muslim within this industry?
Yes, indeed, but I don't I think it's kind of like a thing where it's kind of like to itself. I don't really want to speak about it, but at the same time, I mean, there's a statistic shown 18.8% of Muslim creatives in the UK, and there's only about 22% of black creatives in the UK, which is absolutely insane. But I feel like slower by the time everything flows through and goes, the barrier's about to be broken. I feel like what it is with my people, we need to stop being egotistical, stop listening to what our families tell us and what they want from us, and remember our purpose. Because you know what it is, a lot of our families, especially like the Arabs, like myself, like blood-born Arab, they went through a cultural family where obviously they're only enticed to be around their own cultural heritage. They don't really, how should I say, bond with other heritage. That's why you said about yourself, there's a lot of racism within the Afro-Arab community, and it's real, because where I'm from in Iraq is, like, by history, one of the most powerful historical countries on earth. Babylon, Samaria, Mesopotamia. Go to the old places of the ruins of Babylon, you will see like black Sumerians painted on the walls, which now you can see stolen, unfortunately, in the British Museum. So Arabs are very, how should I say, they're very, very like prioritized within their own roots, which is lovely, but a lot of them have been whitewashed and segregated to the aspects of they've found their own foundation of what their religion or cult is, where we have it with other interpretations of other religions. Do you know what I'm saying? So we got, you know, the Shias, the Sunnis, Protestants, Catholics, Yazidis, all of these people. So I feel like it's been massive.
Can I ask you a question though? You see when it predominantly Islam, so shout out to all my Muslim followers. There's a lot of you, I know you lot are down there, because you know what I'm saying, I'm Muslim, so I know you lot are there because I see that in the comment section. When it comes to, like, you know, the Shias, the Sunnis, that type of vibe, what do you feel about it? Do you treat them all differently? Because I'm a Sunni.
Bring the mic. I define everyone as a Muslim. I'm Shia, but I define everyone as a Muslim. All this nonsense about this and that, that's all geopolitics. I'm sorry, but let me ask, I'll give you a point of perspective. Tomorrow, if Judgment Day comes, or how should we say, Yom Al-Qiyam, are you going to tell Mahdi, and you're going to tell Nabi Isa or Jesus, as he is saying in Christianity, that I dislike this guy or I hated this guy because there's a Shia or Sunni? Allah's not going to accept that. Muhammad, the Imams, all of them fought for the deen of Islam. They didn't fight for no separated cult. All this stuff about Wahhabis, all of that, that's a regime. That's different to what the actuality of the deen itself is. Same with Christianity, same with Buddhism, same with Judaism. Like, a lot of it are misinterpreted by the wrong people because of word of mouth. That's why you got a lot of these, how should I say, you got these genocidal people, you got these, you know, the Talibans and all that. They are propaganda puppets. They're not real. That's why with people like me, yourself, and all of us, we have to shine a light on our communities and bring our communities together. And that's the power of the essence that really shows within it, in that sense. Because I'm telling you now, our parents, the old generation, they don't give a damn about that. We are the next chosen ones to really accumulate that type of perspective and bring the foundation together in a heavy burden. So that's why it's all about willpower, knowing your research, understanding your research, and having acceptance within other cultures to know their culture. That's why with me, I've been very grateful to be in the black community. I grew up with Congolese people, I grew up with Jamaican people, but I've always been thankful. Why? Because I've been willing to learn, I've been willing to understand, and I've had a good mum and dad who've actually been in Iraq, who myself, my dad was in the war against Saddam. His best friend was an Afro-Iraqi who got racially abused in the war, and my dad used to get pointed AK-47 to his head because he used to protect him. And my dad used to tell all the other soldiers, you guys are all pointing at him when he's not even the real enemy. He's part of our people. Why are you pointing guns at him when just because of his skin color? That don't make no sense at all. So it's stuff like that when you get taught from young, it's relevant to when you're growing up. That's why they always say social environment is key. So that's why you got these rednecks, you got the KKKs, all of these, you know, far right extremists. They're all grown up within that sense of agenda that they follow by, because it's a political movement. That's what it is. And a lot of it has been correlated with religion, and it's misinterpreted the real definition of what religion is. Whether you believe it or not, and you believe in spirituality or anything like that, everyone's different. So that's what I say. So yeah.
You know, one thing I'll say, I really appreciate you saying that, because you know what, you can always ask someone a question, but you never get like the full answer. What?
I'll tell you this, like, look, point it to this. What does my skin color make a difference to his skin color? Like, let me ask you, like, I'm being real. We bleed the same blood. We have the both same ecoskeletal body and system, and we're all going to be the same grave when we die. It's just, you know, it's social ignorance. That's what it is, social ignorance and political ignorance. But that's the thing. Man himself designated this world to be destructive.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's why men ourselves, we have been good and we've been bad at many ways. That's why ourselves, we are the burden to our own destruction itself. That's why I feel for women. Especially, we need to protect our queens as well. I feel like not a lot of our queens get protected enough by our own men, essentially. So that's why, like, do you know what? Even in that, shout out to Strawberries Creem, you know, because they're doing like this safe thing where they actually got these people in yellow wristbands that are looking out for women that feel unsafe around their festival. Stuff like this, that's what you call a positive movement. So it's stuff like that we need to really bring to the table and really, how should I say, shine some acknowledgement into foundation. So yeah, that's what it is.
Do you know what? Since we're talking about women and, you know, protecting women, I thought it's a very good conversation right now. Domestic abuse, sexual assault, rape, etc., etc. It's always very important to protect the women of this world. Why do you feel like then that in 2021 we're still having that kind of like same conversation surrounding women and protecting them?
Because no one wants to really make a change about it. If everyone was serious about making a change, they'll make the change happen within the power of silence. People can be loudmouths and people can speak the talk, but if you can't talk the talk and you can't walk the walk, then there's no end result to it. It's like, for example, when Clubhouse was made as a social app, the first time when it came out, it was amazing. It was sociable. Everyone was there to interact in the network. Now, when you think about it, it's just turned to turmoil because you've got a lot of people coming in, speak about black women versus black guys, blah, blah, blah. We need this and we need that. And I always say, even if you had these controversial topics, is there really an end result to it? Because you'll still have John or whosoever next week will make another chat about it, and there will be 1 out of 10 people who will still go on and make bad things about it. That's what it is. There's always that one person in that, how should I say, surroundings that will always still have the same perspective. Is as what Akala said, I think it was Akala or someone else, you can't teach an oppressor to be anti-oppressive.
That's true. I never thought that.
No, so that's a word, that's the sense of approach that I'm giving you. So we can teach people to be that, but if that's the thing they're really truly like correlated with and they're set for trends, that's what it is, unfortunately. So yeah.
Now, big shout out to man Zek Snaps, man. He's one of the hottest man in the street. Assalamu alaikum, akhi. Love meeting my Muslim brothers. Listen, I'm going to get Instagram now, but listen, check out the comment section below. Make sure you follow him. Check his stuff out. Instagram is booming. I've tried out for somebody who's been watching it. And obviously, I'm very thankful for you being here. And I love the fact that there's Muslim brothers in this industry because I don't meet a lot of them. So
remember, everyone, this is a power of all the people. Like, remember, it's not just my community, my religion, it's the black people, it's the Christians, everyone that has been going through an ethnic struggle and that have faced classism and racial discrimination and racial separation and what's the other word, institutional racism and systemic racism. We are here to break that barrier. It's us, we are cultivators. We are the cultivators of that movement. We are here to change the game. So that's what I would say.
Big shout out to my guy, man. Oh, again, man. Love, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. Obviously, this is here, World FM 90.4 radio station. Here is Zek Snaps, one of the hottest artists, photographers of all time, man. I can't even lie, man. His story is so great. If you weren't there, our story so far, we did record that as well, so make sure you check that on YouTube as well. He doesn't even know that part, but we did get this whole conversation down, but, you know, shout out to everybody that's here. Obviously, thank you very much for coming through, and we're out here now, man. Love.
Bro.
Let me be tuned into the streets session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Why is this the name of our show, bro?
Because we're the hottest in the streets.
Catch us online, on the go, and on the FM.
Okay, let's go.